The man lay on the floor at the foot of the attic stairs. Blood was flowing from his head. Struggling to open his eyes, he saw a silhouette checking on him. "Margot, what happened to me?" The figure crouched beside him, examined him briefly, picked up his glasses, and walked away. He fully came to only later, his head bandaged, lying on a hospital bed. Noticing he was awake, the brunette figure sitting nearby held him back from making any sudden movements. The girl raised her hand, traced a half oval in the air, then tapped her forehead and picked up her phone. The man smiled, immediately recognizing who she was. "What happened?"
"You fell down the stairs."
A female robotic voice said from the phone. "I see. Looks like I'll be here for a while. How bad are my glasses?"
"I couldn't find them."
Dumb. That same evening, he returned home. Because of his astigmatism, he could barely do anything. Even in his own house, he kept dropping things and stumbling. The only thing he managed to help with was the cutting meat, a chunk of pork thigh he no longer remembered buying. The man went to the kitchen, took it out of the fridge, placed it on the table, and noticed a strange mark on it, vaguely resembling a number. It felt odd, but mentioning it would be even stranger. Besides, he quickly found an explanation for himself, probably some kind of livestock marking, and why dwell on it? He remembered bringing it home himself. After splitting the bone, he returned to the room, leaving the rest to his wife. To distract himself, the man decided to sort through the pile of old junk, the realm of mugs, important papers and everything else, a kind of exclusion zone known as the desk. Somewhere deep inside were his old glasses. They didn't really suit him anymore, but without them things were worse. While rummaging through the bottom drawer they were supposedly kept, he found an old box that had belonged to his grandmother. It smelled of perfume, rust and age. He didn't remember putting it there or ever smelling like that. It felt suspicious, so he opened it. Even with his terrible vision, it was clear what was inside. A pair of rings, dirty red earrings, a chain. That alone would have been fine, if not for a driver's license and pair of women's underwear. Items that definitely didn't belong to his grandmother, him, or his wife. The discovery raised many questions, but despite the danger of keeping what might be evidence, he closed the box and put it back. Anyone seeing him near the drawer would think the worst. Where did this even come from? His thoughts were interrupted by his wife carrying a freshly cooked steak. Steam rose from it, along with pleasant smell. So after what he had seen, he had no appetite at all. Still, he didn't want to upset her. "Thanks, you were recurring," he said, taking the plate. But her silhouette didn't move. Gathering himself, he began to eat. "Oh, very tasty," he said. The meat seemed almost normal. Almost. The killer took the plate and left, while he remained alone with his thoughts. Are those Margot things? Then why are they in a box? And why the underwear? His thoughts quickly drifted into sleep and into a nightmare. He climbs up to the attic and opens the door. There, in the bright sunlight, a figure of a girl sits tied to a chair, a sack over her head. He approaches her. From inside the sack come sobs and desperate pleas to be let go. The body jerks erratically. The sack slowly tips backward toward the chair, along with its contents, crashing to the floor. Watching this, he doesn't immediately notice how his own head slowly detaches and falls. He woke up in a cold sweat, alone. It felt as if no one had been sleeping beside him at all. But it was already 8, so he didn't think much of it. After some hesitation, he decided to check the attic, finding a spare key he had hidden long ago. He unlocked the door. Holding on to it, he hesitated for a long time, but finally opened it. carefully lifting the hatch, he saw nothing. Only that same chair standing quietly against the wall. It brought some relief, but then he noticed a worn reddish stain. Opening a nearby box of the same hue, he found a set of saws, pliers, a hammer, and a used can of wood stain. Damn, I forgot I bought this. Is it even still alive? As he opened the can, he didn't expect a dozen eyes to stare back at him. Realizing what was happening, he screamed, dropped the lid, and stumbled back. Sitting near the entrance, clutching his head, he began putting two and two together. The box, the strange meat, the ice in the can. His gaze shifted to the stairs. From beneath a nearby rug, a strand of blonde hair was sticking out. Lifting the edge, he found faint, bloody footprints. It all came together almost instantly. Almost immediately, he heard a loud crash in the basement. He stepped toward it. It was only a few steps away, and looked inside. He saw her, with the same sack over her head, her legs cut and bleeding. She was feeling around the overturned table beside her. The irony, escaping the claws of the monster, only to fall into its jaws. He reached for his phone to call someone, but hesitated. What will happen to me? Damn it, I'll go to prison. No, I won't. He didn't want to kill her, but fear for his comfort or his life was stronger. He kicked in the stomach and pressed his foot down on her. Grabbing an axe, he hesitated for a long time until she tried to remove the sack. A strike, a scream, crying, another strike, and another, and another. He didn't stop even the sack fell off, along with her head. Citizen James Slar, you are under arrest for the murder of Margot Robbins, as well as 10 other victims, a male voice said from behind him. He turned around, seeing a man and a blonde woman standing at the basement entrance, watching him. Subscribe, there's more waiting in the dark.